After a man is reborn, he ends up being a free gift from a pet store, and the cheapest slime at that. When the man looks at himself in the mirror, his jelly-like body, he starts to protest. Little does he know this jelly body holds as many as 9,099 god-tier evolution paths. What's even more ironic, the strongest human empress from his past life is using a soul contract to lock onto her contracted beast, the Void Demon Wolf. Once the contract takes effect, she will regain her peak combat power. But the second the magic array lights up, the man tricks the Demon Wolf away on the sly and ends up snatching the contract spot for himself. Even though the man worked 20 years to achieve financial freedom before he died, but after waking up from a hangover, he's even lower than a common animal. He turned into a sticky jelly creature in a magic pet shop. What pisses him off the most is that a little black puppy keeps coming over to lick his head like crazy. He has no idea if the puppy wants to eat him as a tasty snack or is just inviting him to play. The man was already so broken he wanted to die. Now being licked like this, he gets pissed off instantly and wants to slap the puppy far away. But he fails as a reborn slime. He literally has no hands at all. What's even more frustrating, he can't even yell curses. Only gurgles and bubble sounds come out. Just when he's so broken, he wants to kill himself. Suddenly, a semi-transparent panel pops up right in front of him. The most shocking info on it is that he has 9,999 evolution paths. Though he just found this game-like cheat, the clerk's disgusted kicks, and the door opening sound as Empress Shen Rumeng walks in, yank him back to reality right away. The reborn Empress looks at the familiar decor of the magic pet shop and is filled with mixed emotions. Memories of her past life immediately flood her mind. She used to be one of the top powerhouses. In the human camp, she charged into the alien forbidden zones multiple times and even beheaded the alien royal family members. Countless alien creatures feared her at the mention of her name. But unfortunately, during a mission to find a breakthrough opportunity, she was betrayed by a traitor and trapped in a desperate situation. She fought until she was exhausted in a mountain of corpses and sea of blood. So she finally chose to self-destruct, to die together with the enemies. Though her body was destroyed, her consciousness didn't fade away. Instead, it traveled back 16 years, to the present day, now that she gets a second chance. With all the knowledge and experience from her past life, she will definitely surpass her past self. This is the chance that God gave her to take revenge on the traitor. In her past life, the world only knew her title as the Frost Empress, but very few people knew. Before she got this title, she had an extremely strong beast-taming talent. Thanks to her twin beast-taming talents, she was able to grow to the very top of the power pyramid. Shen Rumeng in her past life found the little Void Demon Wolf puppy right in this very magic pet shop. Her original plan was simple. Buy the Void Demon Wolf cub, her past life comrade. Use a soul contract to bind this future SSS-class combat power. She takes steps and walks straight towards the corner, where the little black dog is still circling around the slime. Shen Rumeng bends down to pick up the little black puppy, unconsciously. A soft smile appears on her face. Wei Yue Sis is here to take you home. Unexpectedly, the puppy starts struggling violently, resisting being in her arms, and even opens its mouth instinctively to bite her. Shen Rumeng feels a sharp pain and lets go subconsciously. The freed puppy lands on the ground and immediately runs behind the slime, as if looking for a protector. Then it stares at Shen Rumeng warily and growls low as a warning. When Shen Rumeng first brought it home in her past life, something similar happened too. But she doesn't remember seeing this slime in her past life. Shen Rumeng glances at the slime with slight curiosity that the little black dog takes as its protector, and doesn't think much of it. She takes out a special meat bone from the pre-packed full set of breeding supplies bag from the pet shop. Then she walks back to the little black dog and pushes the meat bone gently towards the puppy's feet as a sign of goodwill. Seeing this, the puppy doesn't move at all and still hides behind the slime. But as the scent drifts into its nose, he gradually let his guard down. He couldn't hold back anymore and hugged it to nibble. Shen Rumeng gently stroked the little black dog's head. Seeing it didn't resist at all, she picked it up in her arms. But when Shen Rumeng was about to leave the mushroom shop, the little black dog seemed to suddenly realize something and started howling loudly out of the blue. Shen Rumeng was a little surprised. Why is it throwing a tantrum all of a sudden? She tried to calm it down. But no matter what she did, the little black dog refused to quiet down. What's worse, it struggled even more violently than before. Seeing this, the pet shop owner said hurriedly, "Miss, it's probably just reluctant. to leave its little playmate behind. Shen Rumeng was slightly stunned. Then, she looked at the slime in the corner. The pet shop owner went on explaining, when this black bone fang wolf cub was sent to our shop, it stayed with this slime the whole time. These two magical beasts stick together all day long. They're practically inseparable. Oh, I see. After hearing this, Shen Rumeng had to ask to buy the slime as well. She just didn't want the little black dog to be sad about being separated from its playmate. This slime is on the house as a free gift. You can just take it if you like it. Who would have guessed? The slime was treated as a free gift by the shop and packed up for Shen Rumeng. Shen Rumeng didn't stand on ceremony, walked over to the corner, and held the slime in her arms too. Seeing the slime was being taken away too, the little black dog stopped making a fuss right away. It even stuck out its tongue happily, but the man was stunned for a second. What's going on? I was just busy checking my cheat system. How did I get bought all of a sudden? Fine, I got reborn as this stupid thing, and being treated as merchandise is whatever. But what the hell is up with me being a free gift? The man tried to struggle. A few times, but sadly, right now he's basically just a jelly spirit. He can't do anything at all. The man finally saw the reality of this world. He had fully accepted the cruel fact that he'd turned into a jelly spirit. This is no game. It's clearly a high martial arts world of humans versus beasts. Luckily, I still have my cheat system. I'd better keep studying my 9999 evolution paths to get rid of this stupid form. I can only rely on the cheat system's evolution function. I just don't know if I can evolve into a human form later. I was reborn as a proper human after all, so he's pretty obsessed with having a human form. After skimming through all 9,999 evolution paths, the man had a rough idea of what the potential star ratings mean. 1 star is the lowest. It accounts for 23% of all the evolution paths. 9 stars is the highest. Among all the countless evolution paths, there's only one 9-star path, and its preconditions don't look too complicated. You just need to collect 5 materials, namely Entanglement Feather, Awakening Stone, Jade Dew Crystal, Light Clover, and Special Evolution Scroll. Obviously, most of these materials are super hard to get. Right now, the first problem the man has to face isn't choosing an evolution path. It's that as a slime who can't speak, can't move easily, and is totally powerless. How is he supposed to take the first step of evolution? There's no way he can count on this pretty lady holding him right now, willingly becoming his servant, and running around the world to collect items for him. Right. The man was getting more and more annoyed. He even forgot that time was passing. When Shen Rumeng got home, she didn't treat the slime badly, just because it was a free gift. Even though slimes are universally recognized as the lowest level magical beast with 0 growth potential, she still treated it gently. She just wouldn't waste resources on it. After briefly calming down, the little black dog, she started preparing for the soul contract ritual. When he noticed Shen Rumeng softly chanting complicated and obscure words, and a blue circular magic circle appeared under the little black dog's feet. In an instant, a guess popped into the man's head. A contract? As soon as he realized that, the man thought, if he signed a contract with this woman and got her to collect items for him, his path of evolution would have its first step sorted, right? A bold idea popped up in his mind. No time to waste, let's do it. He recalled that not long ago at the magic pet shop, Shen Rumeng took a special meat bone out of it to lure the little black puppy over. At the critical moment, the man picked up a meat bone and waved it in front of the little black dog, then threw the meat bone onto the ground. The little black dog wagged its tail, stuck out its tongue, and chased after it excitedly. This sudden turn of events made Shen Rumeng freeze for a second. But unfortunately, the incantation had already finished. Even if it fails, it's no big deal to just do it again. There's no loss anyway. But as luck would have it, just when she was about to pick up the little black dog and put it back into the magic circle, she found that round slime had already rolled to the center of the magic circle. Shen Rumeng screamed in shock, but it was already too late. The contract magic circle instantly merged with the slime. Ripples of the soul link spread in both of their hearts. Soul contract successfully formed. The woman's scream instantly filled the whole room. Shen Rumeng collapsed onto the floor, her eyes blank. I'm totally screwed. I actually bonded with a slime with no growth potential via a soul contract. A soul contract is lifelong binding and cannot be undone. Shen Rumeng sat on the floor, her gaze gradually going out of focus. As for the slime on the sofa, the light blue magic circle slowly faded away. The man inside it vaguely felt that something was different with his body. He pulled up his status panel to check, and found he got an S-rank talent, plus the soul contract. The man was still thinking, when Shen Ruming, who was just collapsed on the floor, had already walked to the sofa, then grabbed him with a grief-stricken face and yelled, her voice full of resentment, "Why did you have to mess things up right now?" The man could feel she was emotionally out of control, and based on the info he just got, it's most likely related to that so-called soul contract. The man totally understood how Shen Ruming was feeling right now, and tried to comfort her. But who would have thought? The man could only make gurgling noises. Hearing that sound, Shen Ruming was so upset she wanted to die right then. Stop acting cute right now. Our lives are linked now. This is like planting a fatal flaw in my future path to becoming Empress. My parents' enemies are coming after me any minute. My only hope of contracting the Void Demon Wolf is totally dashed. What's the point of being reborn anyway? After venting her anger, the future Empress forced herself to calm down. What's done is done. I can only find ways to make you stronger. Not just for me, but for you too. She put the slime back on the sofa, then rushed back to her room to look up slime info like crazy. She vaguely remembered there was a theory that slimes have unlimited growth potential. The slime in the living room was crawling towards the bedroom door. Looking at Shen Ruming, who was focused on researching, a fuzzy pop-up window suddenly appeared in front of his eyes. Evolution material entangled feather detected. The man was over the moon. The first material for the 9-star path is right here. Target locked. The desk. The feather ornament on the desk lamp. He acted immediately. Crawled to the side of the desk, only to find he couldn't jump up. He stretched out his little tail to touch Shen Ruming's calf for help. "Stop messing around," said the focused Shen Ruming, and pushed him away with the top of her foot. The man got anxious and clung tightly to her leg. "What do you want, hanging on me like a pendant?" the annoyed Shen Ruming asked as she looked down. The man pointed desperately at the feather ornament on the desk. "You want to get on the desk." Shen Ruming misunderstood and carried him onto the desk. Telling him not to mess around, the man ignored her completely and headed straight for the target, swallowing the feather ornament in one gulp. "It's dissolving! What did you do?" Shen Ruming's face changed drastically, stood up abruptly. That feather was a crucial memento left by her missing parents, but just as she was about to pull it out, the feather only stayed inside the slime for 2 or 3 seconds before it was completely dissolved. Shock instantly outweighed her anger. Does slime's dissolving speed really go that fast? She picked up the slime and checked it carefully. It was definitely an ordinary slime. Is there something off about her parents' item? She picked up a pen and held it out to him. "Swallow this and see what happens." The man was speechless, turned around, jumped off the desk, and left. This rebellious move suddenly unlocked the Empress's memories. She suddenly remembered Yue Yu jumped off the sofa when they made the contract, because the man threw some meat. Then she thought about how he rolled right into the core of the magic circle. Something's wrong. This slime is unusually intelligent. She even felt like she was being set up. But instead of getting angry, she was filled with surprise and joy. Maybe he's just like Yue. There's more to his racial identity than meets the eye. Making a contract with him might not be a bad thing. She immediately caught up with the slow-moving slime and carried it back to the desk. "You can understand everything I say, right?" If you can, blurp twice. The man had nothing to say. He was annoyed and wanted to jump off the desk again. But Shen Ruming pulled him back, even though he didn't respond. The impatient look in the man's eyes said it all. Shen Ruming put down her pride and laid her cards on the table patiently. "I don't know what you're thinking, but the thing you swallowed is good for you, right? Since we've made a soul contract, our lives are linked. We grow together, live together, and die together. If you refuse to communicate, I can't help you. And of course, I need your help too. So can you please be more tolerant with me and more patient? Just think of it as I'm begging you, okay?" After listening to Shen Ruming's plea, the man was stunned. It wasn't because he was moved by her sincerity. It was the line about our lives being linked. "Wait, dude!" Sure, a contract is a contract, but why does it have to link our lives together? This damn soul contract. Can it be canceled? The man started to panic. He chose to make the contract himself, but he never planned to link his life with someone else's. He cursed inwardly for a long time, and finally let out a helpless sigh, because he knew perfectly well, under the current circumstances, linking lives with this hot chick is actually the best option. After all, he can't speak right now, and can't move around easily, and he's in slime form. If he walks on the street, he'd be lucky if he doesn't get kicked to death as a bouncy ball. Linking his life with this woman is actually him getting the better end of the deal. Thinking of that, he calmed down a little. He looked at Shen Rumeng's sincere eyes. After hesitating for a long time, he finally blurped once. Seeing this, Shen Rumeng was overjoyed. So you are willing to communicate? Oh, great. In that case, can you tell me whether you're actually a slime or not? Hearing this question, the man hesitated. He definitely didn't think of himself as a slime, but he couldn't deny this body was one. He was going to blurp once. But then he thought again, if he evolves later, he can get rid of the slime identity, right? So he blurped twice. Shen Rumeng was ecstatic. It felt like she went from hell to heaven in a second. She took a few deep breaths to calm herself down, then asked, do you know what your race is? She fully expected a high-level magic beast bloodline. Race names are engraved in the bloodline, like the Void Demon Wolf. But the man didn't respond for a long time. Then she suddenly realized, oh, sorry, I forgot you can't speak yet. She smiled awkwardly and was about to drop the question when she saw the man moving to try to pick up the pen. Seeing this, Shen Rumeng's expression turned serious. No way is he trying to write. Watching the man pick up the pen with great difficulty, Shen Rumeng's eyes widened in shock. Especially when she saw the man actually writing on the desk. She was absolutely blown away. High-level magic beast, can speak human language. Doesn't mean it knows human writing. But this slime right in front of her can actually write Chinese characters. After a brief moment of shock, she quickly leaned closer. The writing was all crooked just like doodles. But if you look carefully, it's the Chinese character for dragon. Dragon, are you a dragon? Shen Rumeng gasped, followed by a gurgle. The man responded immediately. No way, is that for real? Shen Rumeng couldn't believe it. What kind of dragon? It takes the form of a slime during its infancy. You gotta be bullshitting me, right? Truth be told, the man was totally bullshitting. It can evolve anyway, so he might as well exaggerate as much as possible. That way he can trick the busty girl into collecting materials for him. Besides, descendants of the dragon totally count as dragons, right? The man thought smugly. Shen Rumeng rushed back to her computer. Tapping away at the keyboard, she searched for links between dragons and slimes. She didn't find any official relevant information, though. But novels about slimes evolving into dragons were all over the search results. She had no choice but to give up. Though she still had her doubts, she couldn't find any argument to refute it for the moment. This slime was really unusual after all. Its intelligence was no less than an adult human's, and it could even read and write. These 2 points alone proved its bloodline was far from ordinary. Even if it wasn't a dragon, it was definitely no ordinary magic beast. With that in mind, she decided not to dig deeper for now. She asked instead, can you tell me why you stole the stuff on my desk just now? Hearing her question, the man had to pick up the pen again. He struggled to write 2 big characters. Evolve. Shen Rumeng had just calmed down, but she was shocked again right away. Magic beasts do have evolution paths, that's true, but only a small number of them do. For example, the Void Demon Wolf he had in his past life couldn't evolve. Their form is fixed once they reach adulthood, no matter how many rare natural treasures they eat. It only helps with their cultivation, so that means you can actually evolve and eventually grow into a dragon. The man didn't respond. Shen Rumeng didn't dwell on it either. She asked instead, what do you need to evolve? The man picked up the pen again and started writing crookedly. Because of his current physical condition, he wrote really slowly and it exhausted him. He had to rest after writing every single character. Once he finished, he threw the pen aside, collapsed on the table, too tired to move an inch. Shen Rumeng leaned over to take a look. Awakening Stone, Yulu Crystal, Light 4-Leaf Clover. Special Grade Evolution Scroll, halfway done. She read out the names of the materials and frowned. These items aren't super rare, but here's the problem. Each one was really expensive for her right now. Getting all of them would empty out her entire savings. Are you sure you wrote these materials right? No mistakes, Shen Rumeng asked. The exhausted man gurgled, trying his best to recall. Hearing that, Shen Rumeng pressed her lips together. After thinking for a long while, she stood up and patted the man's head gently. I'll go collect these materials for you. Stay home, don't run around randomly, okay? Hell no. Do I look like I even want to move right now? The man complained inwardly. He was too lazy to even respond. Shen Rumeng didn't mind either, grabbed her phone and left the house. Half an hour later, at an apartment in the west of the city, ding dong ding dong, Shen Rumeng pressed the doorbell. The door opened and a woman in her 40s or 50s appeared. Aunt Ding! Shen Rumeng greeted the woman with a smile. Ding Mingqiu was once a Tier 4 martial artist. She gave up martial arts due to injury. She now works at Jiangcheng Martial Arts High School. She was good friends with Shen Rumeng's parents. In the year since Shen Rumeng's parents went missing, She had helped take care of Shen Rumeng a lot. She also gave her a lot of help in her past life. She was one of the few people Shen Rumeng trusted completely. Rumeng, dear, what brings you here all of a sudden? Ding Mingqiu was surprised, but still very welcoming. Come on in. I bought extra groceries today. Aunt Ding, no need for dinner. I came here specifically to ask you a favor. Shen Rumeng got straight to the point. I heard from my parents before, you used to have connections at the Martial Arts Association. You can get discounts when buying resources. Hearing this, Ding Mingqiu's face fell. Rumeng, why won't you listen to me? I already told you that before your parents. Come back. You must never officially start practicing martial arts, right? Did you awaken your talent in private without telling anyone? Shen Rumeng paused for a moment. I'm sorry, Aunt Ding, I let you down. But there are things I have to do. My parents went missing in the alien forbidden zone a year ago. How can I, as their daughter, just sit back and do nothing? Even if the odds are slim, I'll still step into the martial arts world to bring them back. You... Ding Mingqiu starts to speak but stops. Come in first. She sighs after a short moment. Shen Rumeng walks into the house. Ding Mingqiu glances outside a few times. He only closes the door after confirming no one is following. He turns around to greet Shen Rumeng. Sit on the sofa. Let's talk. Rumeng, do you know what stepping into the martial arts world means? I know, and I'm already prepared for it. Shen Rumeng's eyes are full of firm resolve. The Qi family will kill you. Ding Mingqiu's eyes are full of distress. The Qi family is now the most powerful martial arts clan. Their influence is so huge they can cover the sky with one hand. They're a well-respected, powerful name all over the world. All because the Qi family has a peak-level martial artist. The conflict between Shen Rumeng's parents and the Qi family started 3 years ago over a rare opportunity in the alien zone. It's normal for martial artists to fight over resources. A few scuffles are no big deal at all. But during that fight, the core heir of the Qi family played dirty tricks to set up Shen Rumeng's parents. Shen Rumeng's parents almost lost their lives. They were furious and fought back with full force. Both sides fought recklessly out of rage. In the end, the Qi family's heir couldn't win. He was badly injured. The matter should have ended there. But the heir was not willing to accept defeat. He tried another dirty trick. Unexpectedly, he ran into an alien royal clan member halfway. He was killed on the spot. Later, the Qi family blamed the heir's death on Shen Rumeng's parents, only due to the mediation from the Martial Arts Association, plus the fact that Shen Rumeng's parents were quite powerful and had highly respected teachers. The Qi family didn't dare to take revenge openly these years. They only dared to play dirty tricks in secret. Until last year, when a mistake happened at the alien battlefield. Countless soldiers were trapped in danger. Shen Rumeng's parents, being upright, answered the call to go provide support. But they never came back after that. Their teacher also went missing along with them. Everyone knows, they most likely died after going missing. As the saying goes, death cancels all debts. But the Qi family still hasn't let go of their grudge. After confirming Shen Rumeng's parents were missing, they shifted their revenge target to Shen Rumeng. But the martial arts world has rules. Martial artists can fight each other, but attacking ordinary people is a huge taboo. So the Qi family once publicly stated, if Shen Rumeng dares to officially step into the martial arts world, the Qi family will never let her off easy. So, when Ding Mingqiu found out Shen Rumeng awakened her talent, she got angry immediately. She basically watched Shen Rumeng grow up. She can't bear to see her get hurt. Aunt Ding, what's done is done. I have no other choice. The Qi family must have already gotten the news. Shen Rumeng adds, they will come for me sooner or later. It's just that right now they still have to save some face. Because of those old farts from the Martial Arts Association, they don't dare to come after me openly. At most, they'll send people of my generation, so I'm still safe for now. Hearing this, Ding Mingqiu sighs. You're just as stubborn as your parents. Fine. We're already at this point. I can't stop you even if I want to. Tell me what resources you need. I'll do my best to get them for you. Thank you, Aunt Ding. Shen Rumeng thanks her. She takes out a list she prepared beforehand. Ding Mingqiu takes it and looks it over carefully. Awakening Stone, Jade Dew Crystal, Light 4-Leaf Clover, Special Grade Purification Scroll, and Spirit Growth Flower that speeds up magical beast development. Rumeng, did you awaken the beast taming talent? Shen Rumeng opens her right hand. Ice forms in the middle of her palm. It's S-Class dual talent, Ice and Extreme Beast Taming. Ding Mingqiu can't believe what she's seeing. Her eyes go wide, but her surprise quickly turns to regret. S plus dual talent, you have amazing martial arts potential. A starting point like this is 1 in a million. If you hadn't offended the Qi family, all top academy masters would be fighting to take you as their student. But the Qi family just happens to have a peak-level expert. There are only 7 such experts in the entire dragon country right now. Leaving aside their extraordinary status, just look at their connections. In the whole dragon country, who would offend an existing peak-level expert to take on a promising but unproven young talent? Shen Rumeng speaks up. You don't have to worry too much about me. Even if I have no one to back me up, I can still become a peak-level expert myself. When that time comes, forget the Qi family, even that old bastard Qi Tianzhou. I'd still step right on his head while I talk. As soon as those words came out, Ding Lingqiu jumped in shock, not just because of how arrogant the words were, but also because of Shen Rumeng, her completely changed, confident gaze. For some reason, she actually felt deep down that Shen Rumeng could really pull it off, but she gave a bitter smile and shook her head for Shen Xiang. All right, let's stop chatting for now. That's way too off topic. Let's talk about the stuff you asked for. You sure these are the right ones? No mix-ups? Yep, that's all of them. I already checked everything. Don't worry, Ding Yi, it's all good. The Zhongqing Martial Arts Association has these in stock. I'll take you to pick them up. Back at home, the guy took advantage of Shen Rumeng being out. To sneak online? He originally wanted to find a game to play, but controlling a keyboard and mouse with his slime body was such a hassle, so he switched to looking up info to learn about this world. After fumbling around forever, he finally figured out, this isn't a beast-taming world. It's a high martial arts world. Humans can cultivate using either spiritual energy or blood energy. No matter which energy they use, all warriors first temper their limbs and bones, then strengthen their internal organs. The difference lies in their innate talent. From the guy's perspective, this thing is basically the spiritual root from Xian Xia novels. If you awaken attribute talent, you're fit to cultivate spiritual energy early on. If you awaken weapon talent like swords, spears, staffs, you're fit to cultivate blood energy. You can practice both roots at the same time, but only if you have attribute talent. Otherwise, you can't sense the free-floating spiritual energy in the world. Speaking of which, can my slime body even cultivate? The guy was pretty curious. As a person from Longguo, raised on local culture, he read tons of Xian Xia novels when he was young. He was pretty fascinated by the idea of cultivating. Just as he was about to search for slime cultivation tutorials, he suddenly heard the little black dog barking wildly from the living room. What's going on? Did a thief break in? Confused, he got ready to jump off the table. When he saw Shen Rumeng walk in carrying the little black dog, oh, the busty chick's back. The guy immediately relaxed. His eyes locked onto the big bag in her hand. No way, did she bring all the stuff I asked for? Shen Rumeng set the bag down on the table. The guy was over the moon instantly. It's only been half a day. That's so efficient. The guy really wanted to praise her a little, but he couldn't talk. All he could do was gurgle. Oh, look how happy you are, gurgling away. Shen Rumeng smiled unconsciously, even though all this stuff used up all her parents' savings. She originally planned to use that money for her own cultivation. She was pretty torn before she left, but seeing how excited the guy was, she suddenly felt like it was worth spending the money. Even if it doesn't work out in the end, she's okay with it. Don't rush, I'll take them out for you. Seeing the guy was so anxious he wanted to jump right into the bag, Shen Rumeng immediately started taking things out. She specifically set a few growth bell flowers off to the side. These are for the little black dog to eat, even though she failed to form a contract with the Void Demon Wolf. As long as the little black dog grows up properly, it'll be a huge help on her cultivation path. Watching the materials being taken out one by one, the guy couldn't wait to swallow each one into his body. He was almost swollen to the size of a rugby ball, but he didn't feel uncomfortable at all. A notification popped up in front of his eyes. All materials for the 9-star evolution path have been collected. Absorbing now. Absorption complete. Evolution will start in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. He watched. As it counted down, the guy was filled with excitement. He wondered what he'd evolve into. After all, he swallowed so many things. Even if he doesn't become a real dragon, it's gotta be some super badass creature, right? The guy fantasized. Shen Rumeng next to him felt the same way. She saw soft white light appear around the guy's body. That's the sign of evolution. The white light spread until it covered his entire body, forming a perfect ball of light. What will he evolve into? She wondered to herself. Her breathing was quickening. Time passed. The white light showed faint signs of fading, but the ball of light didn't change shape at all. It didn't even get bigger. Shen Rumeng felt uneasy for no reason. The ball of light started to fade. Finally, the white light disappeared completely. When she saw what the guy looked like after evolution, Shen Rumeng's eyes went wide. Her heart that had been in her throat sank straight to the bottom of her stomach. The guy, on the other hand, felt totally comfortable all over, like he just had the best nap ever, and woke up feeling amazing. That was so fucking great. The man screamed in his mind. His gaze swept over Shen Rumeng. Look at this busty babe. His eyes popped as wide as ping-pong balls. She must be blown away by my handsome look. The man thought proudly. Then he turned his gaze to the floor-length mirror. Wanted to see his appearance after evolution? But the second he looked, he froze on the spot. Because he was still a slime in the mirror. Only the color changed from azure blue to gold. Why the fuck am I still a slime? It only changed a damn color. What kind of lousy evolution is this? That's total fraud. He slammed the table to vent his anger. Who would have thought that this one slam? The desk broke into pieces right away. Amid the flying wood chips, the man fell hard on the ground. Shen Rumeng, who had almost lost all hope, was shocked for a second. What's going on? The man was even more stunned. He was shocked to find that he could barely lift his hand before. Now it's so easy. Even a random move has this much strength. After a brief moment of shock, the man realized something. He pulled up the status panel to check. He was stunned. Holy crap. The insanely awesome panel instantly calmed his anger. This evolution is actually super dope. The man couldn't wait to test his skills. Judgment Hammer. The thought just crossed his mind. A 2-meter golden hammer appeared out of thin air. Before the man could react, he only heard a loud bang. The thick wall was smashed into a huge hole. The man was dumbfounded. Hope this isn't a load-bearing wall. If it is it too late to run away now? Faint screams of earthquake came from downstairs. The man was both excited and worried. He turned around cockily to show off, only to see Shen Rumeng standing frozen like a statue. The man got a little worried, planned to get closer to check the situation, but his new body's power was beyond imagination. He jumped lightly and shot straight at Shen Rumeng's face like a cannonball. Shen Rumeng was knocked flying backward immediately. Oh shit, the man panicked. After all, their lives are tied together. Luckily, Shen Rumeng sat up rubbing her nose. She said helplessly, I just zoned out for a second. Did you have to hit me? But in her eyes, there was uncontrollable ecstasy and excitement. Turns out, the man's evolution feedback synced to her too. She was at first level beginner before. Now she directly broke through to peak second level. And it's way better than her past lives. Dual cultivation of blood chi and spiritual ki. Perfect foundation. Blood ki surges like a roaring dragon. Pores absorb spiritual ki like a whale swallowing water. Even though the man is still a slime after evolution, she's already starting to believe that the man might really evolve into a dragon. Because besides a dragon, she can't think of any other explanation. Even the powerful void demon wolf from her past life is far worse than this man's slime form. Shen Rumeng picked up the slime excitedly. Little guy, you really gave me such a huge surprise. The man was very unhappy about being called little guy. But since she smelled so good, he could only hold back his anger for now. Speaking of which, I need to give you a name. Look at you all round and chubby. I'll call you QQ. QQ my ass. The man broke free from Shen Rumeng's arms, grabbed a pen, and wrote the 2 characters Luli hard on the floor. Shen Rumeng was slightly stunned. You named yourself? Her intuition told her that the man has secrets on him, but she doesn't want to dig into it right now. After all, they now have a soul contract, symbiosis relationship. Seeing the man throw the pen in protest, such a rebellious move and expression, made her feel like she contracted. A young master back. She compromised helplessly. I'm Shen Rumeng. When you can talk someday, you can just call me by my name. After understanding what she meant, the man took out a laptop. Finally, I can surf the internet freely. I couldn't do that earlier this afternoon. Seeing this, Shen Rumeng beside him didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She complained silently about the internet-addicted slime in her heart. Then she glanced at the hole in the wall and shook her head helplessly. Luckily, it's not a load-bearing wall. I'll come back to fix it when I'm free later. He turned his gaze to the little black dog next to him. No one could tell that the little black dog playing off to the side was actually a Peak Realm, offspring of a void demon wolf. After all, juvenile void demon wolves look almost identical to black-bone tooth wolves in appearance. Shen Rumeng walked towards the playful little black dog. Come here, Yue. Wei, time to eat. After eating the growth spirit flower, Wei quickly fell into a deep sleep. Shen Rumeng knew that the growth spirit flower was starting to take effect. When she wakes up, she'll probably outgrow the cub stage and reach the early stage 2 realm. Too bad the spirit flower only works on cubs. To help Yue advance further and develop faster, she needs to take Duzai spirit fruit. But the price of this item is almost 10 times that of the growth spirit flower. Looks like I have to take the old path from my past life for now. Hunt in the trial ground to earn points. Then go to the Warrior Association to exchange for the supplies I need. More importantly, he suspects he was betrayed in his past life and trapped in a desperate situation by Qi Tianjiao, the peak expert of the Qi family who sabotaged him. Shen Rumeng's eyes turned cold. In this life, once I return to the peak realm, I will definitely kill this old bastard. His mind was made up, and he didn't waste any time. He didn't have many things to bring, just some essential food. And these supplies don't need to be carried in big bulky bags. He can use the ring left by his parents that holds as much as 2 wardrobes to store them. And that's more than enough. After packing the essentials and the sleeping Yue, Shen Rumeng, of course, didn't forget to head back to the bedroom and yank up the guy glued to the computer. All right, stop playing. Let's go. The man was full of resentment. I finally got the ability to move around freely. I haven't even warmed up the keyboard yet, and now I'm being dragged away. On top of that, I can't sleep even though it's late at night. Another thing, can you cut a slime some slack? The man kept complaining in his head. But Shen Rumeng had a clear goal and had already arrived at a heavily guarded factory building that looked like a military base. At the entrance of the trial station, there were dozens of armed soldiers and burly warriors standing guard. Everyone who wanted to enter had to go through strict inspections. While lining up, the guard warrior saw Shen Rumeng, who had a contracted slime, and looked at him strangely. After all, beast tamers who contract slimes are really rare. At the very least, you should contract combat-capable magical beasts. The guard then continued checking his information on the device and entered the details Shen Rumeng provided. The device showed that Shen Rumeng only awakened 2 days ago and wasn't even stage 1. He subconsciously tried to stop him. The trial ground, although it's the best option for early-stage warrior training, doesn't mean it's not dangerous. You need to be at least mid-stage 1 and have an instructor leading your team to be allowed entry. Unexpectedly, Shen Rumeng unleashed his stage 2 peak blood energy. After confirming that this stage 2 peak blood energy came from Shen Rumeng, the shocked guard let him pass. But he sighed in his heart, training too early will definitely damage your foundation. What a waste of natural talent. He's way too eager for quick success. The station was filled with noisy crowds. Shen Rumeng went straight to the front desk. Hello, I need a pass for floors 1 through 3. He showed his current realm and got the pass without any issues. He walked through the gate, and his vision suddenly opened up. At the same time, on the roof of the Qi family building, Qi Hongtao coldly told the son, who looked quite similar to him, that a few minutes ago, Shen Rumeng had gone to the trial ground and chosen to take the path of a warrior. Immediately, the newly returned Qi Yanghao's face twisted with rage, and he was consumed with hatred. I'm going to the trial ground right now. With that, Qi Yanghao, full of killing intent, turned around and left. Qi Hongtao didn't stop him. A son pays for his father's debts. I couldn't touch him before because of the rules. Now he's asking for death himself. This is perfect for Yang Hao to get revenge with his own hands. Shen Rumeng, the Qi family gave you a chance. Qi Hongtao looked out the window. Killing intent surging towards the trial ground, also known as the trial tower. When the world mutated 100 years ago, it popped up all over the world out of nowhere. Once you step through the gate of the trial ground, you've basically entered a whole different dimension. It was clearly supposed to be night outside, but the dense forest here in the trial ground is under the scorching midday sun, just separated by a single door. 2 totally separate worlds. The man was still marveling at this, when all of a sudden, a guard team carrying the injured hurried back. Shen Rumeng stepped aside to let them pass, and noticed the man's mood shift. So she started explaining. You can think of this place as a cut-off fragment of the world. Each floor has a different environment, and there's no day and night cycle here. She added in a low voice, by the way. They are the trial guards. Their duty is to maintain order and save people. Electronic devices don't work here. It's a lawless zone. That's why the guard team is super powerful. Don't mess with them. The man glanced sideways at Shen Rumeng. Dude, do I look like the kind of person that loves causing trouble? Seeing that, Shen Rumeng poked his head. Don't you know what a shitty temper you have? The man rolled his eyes. If no one messes with me, I won't mess with them first. Then the two went deep into Jiangcheng district. Not long after they set off, a first-tier violent monster suddenly pounced from the forest. Shen Rumeng was already prepared and launched ice spikes immediately. The monster's throat was pierced in an instant. It was pinned dead in midair, so cool. Witnessing this scene, the man praised her silently in his heart, and then remembered he also has frost talent. Wondered if he could pull that off too. While the man was still thinking, Shen Rumeng neatly tossed a blood-stained prism crystal over. This is a spirit crystal, used to exchange for points, but never swallow it. She warned the man seriously. These trial monsters are formed from the resentment of alien creatures. This place is essentially a prison built from the remains of alien creatures. Monsters here are immortal and indestructible. The crystals contain impurities. Forcing absorption will get you injured, or even cause mental problems, even if you're a magic beast, no exception. After hearing what Shen Rumeng said, the man actually got curious, so the man actively made gurgling sounds, to signal Shen Rumeng to keep talking. Seeing that, Shen Rumeng continued explaining. All monsters in the trial ground are formed from countless resentments trapped here. The entire prison is built and sealed with the remains of alien holy spirits. That's why monsters born here don't have any intelligence, only the instinct to kill. And when monsters here die, other than the spirit crystals condensed in their bodies, all their flesh and bones will be absorbed by the trial ground and remolded. That's also why in the trial ground, monsters can never be wiped out completely. Besides, there are 9 such trial grounds around the world. The man was shocked after hearing that. Such a massive project. What an insanely powerful boss could have done this. Right at that moment, Shen Rumeng's ears twitched slightly, picking up a faint sound of something cutting through the air. Shen Rumeng dodged sideways instinctively. An arrow brushed past her shoulder and nailed into the tree trunk. The heavy, dull thud and the arrow buried deep in the trunk. Both showed how powerful and heavy this arrow was. If you got hit by it by accident, the consequences would be unthinkable. Shen Rumeng's face darkened. She obviously knew who the attacker was. The man reacted at this time too, and was so angry he was hopping mad. After all, he and Shen Rumeng are connected by a soul contract. That arrow just now was clearly aimed to kill Shen Rumeng, which is the same as trying to kill him too. The man jumped out of Shen Rumeng's arms, getting ready to chase the attacker. But the attacker actually showed up on his own. Qi Yanghao held the bow and sneered, "Did I miss? What a pity." This gloomy-faced man holding a bow and arrow stood far away, his fake regretful, yet extremely arrogant tone obviously showed he didn't take Shen Rumeng and the slime seriously at all. He mocked, "You bastard of the Shen family. Aren't you going to run?" Shen Rumeng had an icy cold gaze, already planning ahead. Surges of hidden ice energy had quietly spread to Qi Yanghao's feet to stop Qi Yanghao from escaping. When Qi Yanghao saw Shen Rumeng standing still, not moving an inch, the disdain in his eyes grew even stronger. "Good, saves me the trouble of extra work. Blame your own parents for this." "Die!" Qi Yanghao snarled softly. The arrow on the bowstring shot out immediately. Just as Shen Rumeng was about to react, a golden hammer suddenly appeared out of thin air. The hammer of judgment shattered the arrow and kept going to hit Qi Yanghao's chest. Qi Yanghao flew back like a broken kite and slammed into a tree. He coughed up blood, terrified. All his ribs were broken. That was just one single hit, and it already seriously injured this peak level 2 martial artist. There's no way someone who just started practicing martial arts could pull this off. Which senior is helping out in secret? Nice job. Shen Rumeng curled the corner of her mouth up. Seeing that the man had stepped in, she felt inexplicably happy for no reason. That little rebellious brat is actually pretty reliable when it counts. Shen Rumeng was about to walk towards Qi Yanghao, but the man had already summoned another hammer. Seeing this, Qi Yanghao panicked and got ready to take out his protective talisman. Out of nowhere, a sharp ice spike pierced through his leg as he reached for his talisman. His scream hadn't even died down. The second hammer came crashing down immediately. Qi Yanghao had no time to dodge, and was sent flying again. Before he even hit the ground, another ice spike shot up from the ground, aiming straight for his vital organs. But a golden light suddenly shattered the ice spike. As a descendant of Qi Tianjiao, he definitely had life-saving talismans on him. With the talisman protecting him, Qi Yanghao struggled to his feet in a panic. He didn't dare stay any longer, and immediately turned to run away. A bone-chilling cold spread out of nowhere, right in the direction he was running. A tall ice wall suddenly appeared. Qi Yanghao used all his strength to run straight into it, but it only made the ice wall gain a few more cracks. He then turned to try and go around the obstacle in front of him. "Who is this senior anyway? Please let me off the hook. The Qi family will reward you handsomely later." But there was no response from the dense woods. Qi Yanghao was completely confused. The man chasing after him almost laughed. What a total idiot. He got beaten up and can't even tell who did it. The senior brother summoned a golden hammer. Another hammer of judgment appeared out of nowhere and slammed towards Qi Yanghao. But the golden protective light around Qi Yanghao was still there. The man cursed under his breath. "This guy's so damn tough." Shen Rumeng grabbed him quickly. Don't waste your energy, just slow him down. Wait till his talisman stops working. She waved her hand as she spoke, and another ice wall rose up from the ground to block the path. Qi Yanghao slammed into the wall and stumbled. Senior, please, for the sake of the Qi family's peak status. Stop this right now. If I die, Jiang Cheng will be drenched in blood, seeing his protective golden light dimming. He hurriedly tore up a fog shield talisman. Thick fog immediately covered a 1,000-meter radius. Shen Rumeng closed her eyes to sense his location, a cold smirk on her face. With her past life peak level experience, how could a little fog stop her? Sure enough, Qi Yanghao had just caught his breath, thinking he had escaped danger. When he suddenly stopped short, he'd run straight into another ice wall in the thick fog. No matter which direction he turned, within a few steps, he'd hit another ice wall. Qi Yanghao started to panic. No way! How is she finding me? His broken scream came through the thick fog. The fog parted a little. Shen Rumeng walked over slowly, holding a weapon. Nothing's impossible. In your next life, remember not to mess with a woman who has a slime. It's actually you. Qi Yanghao's eyes were wide with rage as he realized what was going on, but his protective golden light disappeared right at that moment. An ice spike suddenly pierced through his body. He fell to his knees, dying, his eyes still full of confusion and hatred. How could someone who just started martial arts push him this far? Qi Yanghao was extremely unwilling. He couldn't believe what was happening. According to the Qi family's intelligence network, Shen Rumeng had only just stepped into martial arts. Logically speaking, there's no way she has the strength to defeat a peak rank 2 martial artist like him. The so-called secretly assisting martial artist doesn't exist at all. From start to finish, Shen Rumeng had been hunting him like prey. Qi Yanghao was overcome with humiliation. He snarled uncontrollably. You bitch! How dare you kill me? The Qi family will grind your bones to dust. Before he could finish speaking, a blade was already at his throat. Such decisive and ruthless action made the man secretly shocked. Damn, this busty chick is really a total badass. She didn't even make a sound before she killed that idiot. Wait, is she really just an 18-year-old girl? But when I saw the dead body, I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. Was I this ruthless before, or is it because of the soul contract? The man felt something was off. Before he could think it through, Shen Rumeng, who was carrying him, seemed to catch some movement. Quickly searched the corpse, took the ring, then immediately fled the scene. A moment later, the fog began to clear. The guard team followed the trail and found the body. The captain checked and shook his head. We're too late. The team members sighed, clearly disappointed. They had noticed the commotion earlier and planned to come stop it. But the thick fog blocked the road and delayed them. Shaoli frowned and pointed it out to the captain. The dead man seems to be from the Qi family. As soon as he said that, everyone present was stunned at first. Then their eyes widened in shock. After double-checking, Shaoli was pretty sure it was someone from the Qi family. Everyone was shocked when they heard that. The captain's throat went dry, and he frowned deeply. Chen Chuan thought to himself, every martial artist in Jiangcheng knows the Qi family holds grudges against everyone. You can't mess with them. Whoever killed a Qi family member here is definitely no ordinary person. Shaoli looked troubled and didn't want to get involved in this mess. After all, the Qi family's reputation in Jiangcheng's martial arts circle is really bad. Half a year ago, they even threatened to go after a regular young girl. The captain was helpless but stuck to the rules. We still have to send the body back. Don't forget our duties. Follow the procedure. Everyone felt heavy-hearted and sensed that Jiangcheng would soon be in chaos. A few kilometers away, Shen Rumeng stopped in the dense forest. After confirming it was safe, she leaned against a tree to rest. The man jumped out of her arms on his own to lighten her load and gave her a concerned look. Shen Rumeng smiled. She patted the man's head. I'm fine. I just used up too much spiritual energy. I kept using spiritual energy earlier and used a secret skill. Plus the long run here. My spiritual energy can't circulate properly right now. I'll be fine after a rest. Secret skill? The man was confused. Shen Rumeng saw his confusion and explained, the thick fog just now blocks martial artists' perception, but I know a secret skill that can ignore that block. So, I found him so easily in the fog. No wonder it was like she had X-ray vision. The man suddenly realized, and was a little curious at the same time. Shen Rumeng seemed to notice that, and continued, this skill is called Psi Technique. The principle is simple, but it's hard to use. I'll teach you when we have time later. All right, the man was curious but didn't press for it. Then he turned around and took the ring from Shen Rumeng's waist. Shen Rumeng laughed and scolded, You little rascal! You can't wait to check the loot we just got. Can't you wait till I rest a bit? You rest all you want. I'll check this on my own. What's it to you? The man complained in his head and completely ignored her. He couldn't wait to rummage through the bag on his own. Unfortunately, there was no notification of evolution materials, but he was drawn to a little jade-like trinket. He took it out immediately to look closely. When Shen Rumeng saw this, she was immediately shocked and moved closer. Let me see that thing. Right after, the man tossed the item in his hand to Shen Rumeng. Shen Rumeng studied the mystery of the item in her hand and gave her verdict: Jade Life Spirit Essence. He sneers, "The Chi family is really generous. They actually gave such a nice item to this idiot Junior." With that, he tries to stuff it back into the ring pouch, but looks up and catches the man's curious gaze. So he offers an explanation on his own. This thing holds extremely rich life energy. Forget about martial artists. Even if ordinary people carry it long term, it can extend their lifespan. Of course, it also has certain benefits for martial artists. To be specific, it helps low-rank martial artists temper their internal organs ahead of time. After hearing this, the man immediately loses interest. Boring. Boobsy, you keep it for yourself, after all. He's a slime. Human martial arts are useless to him. He immediately bends down to keep rummaging for other loot. Unexpectedly, in Shen Rumeng's mind, a bold idea suddenly pops up. What if I feed this thing to the slime? What will happen? The Fate Spirit Crystal is just a deviant trick in her opinion, far inferior to her own perfect foundation. She originally planned to sell it for cultivation resources, but right now, she wants to let the man absorb it for a test. Curiosity outweighs everything else, so she decisively holds out the spirit crystal. Eat it and see what happens. The man is stunned when he hears this and raises his hand. What the hell, no way. You just throw stuff you don't want at me. Do you think I'm a trash can? He swats Shen Rumeng's hand away angrily, turns around and ignores her. Shen Rumeng doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. Where did this rebellious streak of yours come from again? This is a really good thing, okay? Hurry up and try it. Hell no, I'm not eating that. Does this look like something a human can eat? The man firmly refuses. Shen Rumeng sees being nice isn't working, so she switches to force. Without saying another word, she forcefully shoves the spirit crystal into the man's body. The man immediately feels uncomfortable, so angry he wants to ram into her. But the next second, a golden pop-up window suddenly appears in front of his eyes. Obtained A-rank new talent, high-speed regeneration. When receiving non-fatal injuries, the body automatically consumes blood energy or spiritual energy to repair. Wounds and severed limbs can also regenerate. The man's anger instantly turns to joy. Whoa, free god-tier skill. At the same time, Shen Rumeng feels like she's been struck by lightning, standing frozen in place. Feedback from the soul contract floods in. She can clearly sense a new ability in her body. High-speed regeneration. A moment later, she finally comes to her senses. Surprise bursts in her eyes. But she doesn't dwell on the joy. Instead, her gaze turns sharp. A weapon forms in her palm. She ruthlessly slashes at her own arm. A 3-inch-long bleeding gash immediately appears. Blood gushes out nonstop. But at the same time, the wound is visibly healing at a fast speed. 10 seconds, Shen Rumeng times it precisely. Her expression doesn't change at all. The watching man's eyelids are twitching like crazy. Whoa, that's so badass. This boobsy doesn't even bat an eyelid. When she hurts herself, no way. Was she a total daredevil in her past life? Right after that, the man notices. Shen Rumeng's burning gaze suddenly sweeps over to him. The man immediately senses trouble, struggling like crazy, screaming in his head. Pervert, murder, help! Shen Rumeng can't help but laugh. Stop messing around. I'm not gonna cut you, okay? After calming him down softly, she immediately takes the ring and pours out all the remaining loot. Over a dozen low-grade blood energy pills, 1 spirit talisman, ordinary grade longsword, longbow and arrows, plus several healing pills. Shen Rumeng doesn't hesitate at all, picks up a blood energy pill, and tries to shove it into the man's body again. Oh, come on, you're addicted to shoving stuff now. The man protests strongly, but Shen Rumeng quickly notices. The blood energy pill isn't being digested, and there's no feedback either. No use, she gives up regretfully. Then she turns to the black shield. The man sees his chance and breaks free from her arms. Stop, I'll eat it myself. He decisively grabs the talisman and swallows it himself. To show he's in control, such a good boy. Shen Rumeng's eyes are full of smiles. Unfortunately, after swallowing it, there's also no reaction at all. The man has no choice but to spit it out helplessly. Still no use. Shen Rumeng feels a little disappointed. Her gaze shifts to the weapons. The guy was immediately speechless. Come on, sis. You want me to even eat weapons? But then he thought of the pleasant surprise of rapid regeneration. He resigned himself to his fate right away. He picked up the long sword and tried to absorb it. But the blade was way too long. He couldn't swallow it whole. The hilt showed no sign of melting either. Clearly swallowing weapons wouldn't give him a boost like the one he just got. Shen Rumeng still didn't give up. Next, she tried healing pills. Still no effect. Finally, she pulled out a profound-grade protective artifact and stuffed it to him. The result was still disappointing. She only stopped after trying every single piece of loot, and stopped regretfully. Thanks for putting up with this. Shen Rumeng patted his head gently. To comfort him, he wailed internally. It's not the work that's hard, I just have a shitty life. That whole mess just now wore me out. Speaking of which, I still don't know what materials you need for evolution. Shen Rumeng brought up this critical question. The guy only remembered then. He opened the panel to check the 9-star evolution path. The only available path clearly listed the required materials. Red tail amber bead, demon firegrass, beast spirit sand. He picked up a tree branch and wrote on the mud ground. After Shen Rumeng finished reading over his shoulder, she frowned immediately. Compared to previous materials, their prices had jumped way more than one level for the first time. Especially beast spirit sand, which is a rare forging material. Its value is on par with top-tier substandard resources. You really gave me a huge headache here. She pinched his cheek and smiled bitterly. But when she thought of the benefits of a perfect foundation, her gaze immediately turned resolute. This investment is totally worth it. Forging the highest level of martial realm foundation is way better than inflating your realm without solid base. She knew this perfectly well in her past life. That's how she reached the absolute peak and crushed that old dog Qi. Enough rest. It's time to go. Shen Rumeng stood up and picked up the slime. News of Qi Yanghao's death will get back to the Qi family soon. They won't let this go. We'll be surrounded by dangers from now on. Are you scared? The guy scoffed in disdain. Scared my ass. We'll handle whatever comes our way. Worst case we die. I've got nothing to lose anyway. Even if we both go down, it's worth it. His fearless emotion was clearly transmitted through the contract. Shen Rumeng smiled after sensing it. You've got some guts. No wonder you're so rebellious. Let me tell you a little secret. Next, we're going to find someone. He will be our backing when we go up against the Qi family. With him around, the Qi family won't dare run wild. With that, Shen Rumeng smiled confidently and sped forward. At the same time, in the Qi family's main hall, the messenger from the Martial Arts Association brought bad news. Qi Yanghao was found dead in the trial grounds. His body is on the way here. Before he finished speaking, Shi Hongtao flew into a rage and smashed the table with one palm. What did you say? Who the hell dares to do this? The messenger immediately added more details. The guard team found the body, but the killer was already gone. Clues left at the scene show. The killer has weapon-related talents. Shi Hongtao's gaze turned vicious. That girl from the weapon-wielding Shen family. How could she have the strength to kill Yang Hao? Did someone help her? Before Shi Hongtao could think it through, a heart-wrenching wail came from outside. Yang Hao, my son! Su Yunyan threw herself at the body, completely devastated. She lost her husband 3 years ago, and now she's lost her only son. The blood energy of her level 6 realm burst out of control, making the guards present struggle to breathe. Hongtao, investigate. I want the killer to pay with their life. Su Yunyan roared, her eyes bloodshot. No need to investigate, Shi Hongtao said coldly. Yang Hao went to the trial grounds to kill that bitch from the Shen family. She definitely has something to do with his death there. That Shen bitch again. Su Yunyan went completely mad. We should have killed her back then. If we had... My son wouldn't have ended up like this. Qi Hongtao made a decision immediately. That bitch must still be in the trial grounds. If we go now, we'll definitely catch her. Su Yunyan was filled with murderous intent after hearing this. She rushed straight to the trial grounds without saying another word. Qi Hongtao was about to follow, but the messenger spoke up to stop him. The Qi family must exercise restraint in your actions. Killing someone without clear evidence is against the rules. Against the rules. Qi Hongtao laughed out of extreme rage. That bastard couple from the Shen family killed my elder brother 3 years ago. Now that little bastard killed my nephew too. Does the entire Qi family have to die to follow the rules? Once I kill him with my own hands, I'll turn myself in at the front line and answer for this. The messenger frowned. He knew full well the consequences of involving the Qi family's top powerhouse would be disastrous. He had no choice but to back down in the end. Fine. Your Qi family can do whatever you want. But what happened today, I will report it exactly as it occurred. Suit yourself, Qi Hongtao snorted coldly. He rose into the air. His killing intent ripped through the clouds. He charged straight for the trial grounds. Third floor of the trial grounds. Shen Rumeng just took out a grade 2 monster crystal. Her total points were just over 200. That's nowhere near enough. But she didn't care about points right now. Her priority was to find the senior on the 4th floor as soon as possible, to fight against the Chi family. But you need a pass to enter the 4th floor. The only way is to kill the Lord-level monster on the 3rd floor and take its token. Shen Rumeng was confident she could do this. The only trouble was that Lord monsters were extremely hard to find. She immediately started sensing spiritual energy and headed for the area with the densest energy flow to search. As she moved, she somehow noticed the surrounding. Spiritual energy was strangely restless. Is that just my imagination? Shen Rumeng thought to herself. She hadn't set foot in the trial grounds for years. She couldn't tell for a moment if her feeling was right or wrong. Lu Li, you're a magical beast. You should be really sensitive to spiritual energy. Did you feel it too? The spiritual energy in the trial grounds feels off. Shen Rumeng asked suddenly. Beast my ass. I'm a human, damn it! The man cursed silently in annoyance, but he still sensed the energy carefully anyway. Nothing special here. Why's this curvy chick being so paranoid? Are the monsters gonna riot or something? Just as he was complaining internally, a sharp, sky-splitting cry suddenly came from the horizon. A streak of blinding golden light sliced through the sky. The man looked up at the sky. He grinned and said, Whoa! There are shooting stars in this secret realm too. Unexpectedly, Shen Rumeng suddenly sped up. What's up? She want to watch the shooting star up close. The man was still confused. As they got closer and closer to the golden stream of light, the outline of the golden light gradually became clear. It turned out to be a huge, vicious giant bird. It was charging at them with a cry and full of killing intent. The man immediately snapped back to his senses. Whoa, it's coming for us. He grunted twice in excitement, asking to join the fight. But Shen Rumeng rejected him straight away. That's the 3rd floor lord. This golden bird's strength equals that of an early grade 3 martial artist. Not like those useless idiots from the Chi family. It's gonna be a bit tricky. Plus, we're in a hurry. We'll work together. Finish this fast. Hearing that, the man was a little disappointed, but he agreed anyway. Shen Rumeng gave a sharp warning. The golden bird dove down like a bolt of golden lightning. Shen Rumeng immediately cast the ice wall skill. To block the first wave of attack, the man leaped out of her arms at the same time. He also channeled his spiritual energy and activated his ice ability. Several ice spikes shot through the air, straight for the golden bird's vital points. Boom! The ice wall shattered instantly. The ice spikes hit the bird's body, making a clanging metallic sound. Who knew they only knocked off a few golden feathers? Damn, this bird is pretty tough. The man was secretly shocked. He immediately used his finishing move. A hammer of judgment formed in midair. Controlled by his will, it slammed hard onto the bird's wing. A shrill cry resounded across the sky. The golden bird's huge body smashed heavily onto the ground. Smoke and dust billowed everywhere. Shen Rumeng pressed her advantage. She stomped hard on the ground, formed an ice blade in her hand, and charged forward. Cold air was released first to lock the bird's body in place, to stop it from flying up and escaping. The ice blade broke through the golden feathers and pierced into the golden bird's throat. The dying golden bird burst out with ferocity and bit hard on Shen Rumeng's arm. Its sharp teeth pierced through her skin instantly and sank into her flesh. Her arm was almost ripped off completely. Shen Rumeng didn't even flinch. Ignoring the sharp pain, she twisted her body and pulled the blade hard across the bird's throat, cutting a deep semicircular gash into it. The sound of tearing flesh makes one's teeth ache, until the monster completely breathed its last. Then she pried open the bird's beak, pulled out the severed arm, shoved it back into the wound with a crisp crack. She didn't make a single sound of pain the whole time. Lu Li, who was watching, felt his eyelids twitch like crazy. He even wondered if Shen Rumeng couldn't feel pain at all. She's so tough. I should call her Crazy Biao from now on. Right then, her rapid regeneration talent had already started working to heal her. The hideous wound was healing and regenerating at a visible speed. Shen Rumeng didn't stop moving. She swiftly tossed out the crystal, cut off the bird's head. The whole process was smooth as butter. Suddenly, from the direction they came from, an overwhelming killing intent rushed towards them. It hit like a raging tsunami. They're pretty fast. Shen Rumeng didn't panic at all. She grabbed the slime, ran straight for the door to the lower floor. She threw the bird's paw when she was still 100 meters away. The gatekeeper caught the pass in a daze, before he could even say anything. Shen Rumeng had already dashed through the door. The gatekeeper shook his head with a bitter smile.
Kids these days.
It's not like you can't spare 30 seconds for the trial, right? You'd think a ghost was coming for their life. He kicked a hole in the ground casually as he spoke, buried the bird's head inside. Not long after, a terrifying pressure enveloped the door. Chi Hongtao flew over and tossed down a photo. "Have you seen this bitch in the photo?" Su Yunyan urged even more sharply. "Hurry up, I don't have time to waste here." "All right." The gatekeeper glanced at the photo. He was slightly shocked inside, but the strange look on his face was already caught by Chi Hongtao. "Tell me where she is." After entering the 4th floor of the trial ground, Shen Rumeng didn't stop for even a second. She headed straight with a clear goal, towards the cave up ahead. The man in her arms also sensed the terrifying aura from behind. This chase speed is literally cheating. Whenever a monster blocked their way, the man would immediately make the first move, freeze them to stop their advance. He couldn't kill them with one hit, but it was enough to buy. "Time is almost up," Shen Rumeng said as she caught sight of the target cave. At the same time, ignoring her exhaustion, she forced herself to speed up a little more. Who knew a tsunami-like killing intent suddenly erupted from behind? "Found you, you little bitch. You dared run all the way here? Pay for my nephew's life," Chi Hongtao roared furiously. His voice was as loud as thunder. A pale palm print came right after. It slammed towards them with the force of a collapsing mountain. Shen Rumeng stayed calm in the face of danger. She decisively threw the necklace around her neck. It was Qi Yonghao's mystic rank protective artifact. When they were running earlier, she had already secretly infused it with spiritual energy. It was only less than 1/10 of its full power, but it was better than nothing. The artifact burst out with golden light, blocked the palm print head on. The artifact shattered into pieces in an instant. The golden light scattered everywhere, but it still bought them a precious moment. Taking advantage of this gap, Shen Rumeng shouted at the top of her lungs, yelling towards the cave senior. "There's a clan spy, trying to blow up the passage leading straight to the depths of the trial ground." At the same time, layers of ice walls rose from the ground. The man was also doing his best to condense the hammer of judgment. However, the ice walls were like thin paper in front of the palm print. The golden hammer also failed to stop the fierce power of the palm print. Seeing the killing move was right in front of them, the two of them were about to be seriously injured. At this critical moment, a shadow shot out from the cave at top speed. It was a flying sword gleaming with cold light. It sliced the terrifying palm print into pieces instantly. Chi Hongtao, who was rushing over from afar, frowned when he saw this. "Who is it?" he shouted loudly, questioning harshly. He had guessed earlier that his nephew's death was probably not done by Shen Rumeng. After all, what could a silly little girl who just started martial arts do? How could she kill a peak grade 2 martial artist? She must have a strong expert protecting her. A cold female voice came from the cave. "You two from the Qi family. This is not a place for you to run wild. Please, leave." Chi Hongtao snorted coldly. "What a load of crap. I'm just here to demand an explanation. And you call that running wild? That's quite a false accusation you're throwing at me." Su Yunyan could barely hold back her killing intent even more. "Hongtao, stop wasting time. Kill this little bitch first. Avenge my son." He furiously draws his bow. The arrow cuts through the sky like a blazing stream of light. It goes straight for Shen Rumeng's throat. The flying arrow turns into an illusion again. The incoming arrow is cut off in an instant. It stands squarely in the way ahead. "You two from the Qi family. Please leave!" The female voice from earlier speaks again. This time her tone carries a hint of warning. Su Yunyan roars in unwillingness. "Who the hell are you? What good does protecting this little bastard do you?" Only silence comes from inside the cave. Chi Hongtao threatens her with his family's influence. "If you insist on protecting this little bastard, you should know the top forces of the Qi family will never let this go." Who knew those words completely enraged the person in the cave? "I'm really being too nice to you, little brat." A cold snort rings out suddenly. Then a disdainful scold comes through. "I spoke to you nicely, but you just wouldn't listen. I'll go ask that old dog Qi Tianjiao later and see if he dares to fight me." Before she finishes speaking, the flying sword illusion flashes abruptly. The next second, Chi Hongtao's cheek splits open instantly. The cold, bloody announcement comes again. "Get out now or I'll cut off one of your hands today. Then we'll see if that old dog your father dares to run his mouth in front of me." Chi Hongtao's face turns livid with anger. Cold sweat seeps through his back. From that move just now, he can't track the opponent at all. The opponent could easily take his life if they wanted. The most important thing is, the other party dared to call his father an old dog directly. In the entire Dragon Country, who dares to do that? Hongtao. Su Yunyan also panics now. "Let's go first." Chi Hongtao forces himself to hold back his rage. We will never forget what happened today. The entire Qi family will remember this. He only gets a disdainful huff from the cave in response, after a cold snort. The two from the Qi family turn and leave. An order comes from the cave. Come in? Shen Rumeng steps into the cave without hesitation. The dark cave lights up with direction-guiding candles instantly. There's a mysterious restriction set here. Anyone who steps in without permission will definitely get lost. The man is like a curious little kid, staring with his eyes wide open. Deep inside the cave, candlelight flickers. A young woman in black clothes with white hair sits cross-legged there. Her back is facing Shen Rumeng. In front of her is a bottomless abyss. The woman speaks with a soft chuckle. You've got some guts. I told you to come in. And you actually dared to. Who knew before she finished speaking? The flying sword that protected her earlier suddenly points straight at Shen Rumeng. It stops at her throat as the voice asks, how did you know this passage exists? The voice instantly turns icy cold, with hidden killing intent. Shen Rumeng stays completely calm. Senior, my father is Shen Pingming. My mother is Ding Suishuan. I don't know them, the woman says. The flying sword moves half an inch closer. But you must know their teacher. Who? Di Zhifeng. Upon hearing that name, the woman looks a little surprised. She turns around abruptly to examine her. Proof? My master once said, he owes an apology to a woman his whole life. That woman is— Shut up! Before he can finish the sentence, he is cut off by a sharp yell. The woman stands up and looks Shen Rumeng up and down. Looks like that old dog Dai is really smart. He even told you about this secret passage. When I get out of here one day, I'm definitely gonna slap him a couple times. The woman's anger is clearly directed at Di Zhifeng. This abyss passage connects to the deepest level of the trial grounds. It was formed after a sudden collapse mutation. It's related to the survival of all warriors in Dragon Country. She is the last person guarding the defense line here. Shen Rumeng quickly comes up with an excuse. Senior, my master told me about this. To protect me. So he left me a safe shelter option for emergencies. To protect you. The woman looks a little confused. Where is that old dog now? A year ago, there was a sudden mutation at the foreign front line. My master took my parents there to provide support, but they've been missing ever since. The atmosphere falls silent instantly. The woman's eyes dim. She knows exactly what going missing there means. Very well. No wonder those brats from the Qi family dare to chase you here. That's because that old dog Dai isn't around anymore. The gloom faded in a flash. Fine. Saves me the trouble of doing it myself. She immediately took out a ring and tossed it over. This is the token of the Yin family. Take it and find my younger brother. He will definitely keep you safe. Before she finished speaking, the woman flicked her sleeve, and a fierce gale rose suddenly, forcefully sending him out of the cave. Remember everything that happened here. Don't tell any other person about it. Or don't blame me for being ruthless with my sword. Shen Rumeng gave a bitter smile. He missed the bond they shared in his past life. He was good friends with this woman in his past life, even though they met pretty late. Before leaving, Shen Rumeng specially asked the senior, what if the Qi family blocks me at the exit? A flying sword shot out of the cave immediately in response. Take it and get out of here. It can keep you safe. Whoever dares to block your way, just use this sword to kill them. After you find the Yin family, ask my younger brother to send it back. The woman's voice was full of arrogance. Shen Rumeng bowed deeply. Thank you so much, senior. It's not just because she helped him out this time, but also because the entire Yin family were loyal martyrs in his past life. Shen Rumeng turned around, took the sword, and left. The man was shocked the whole time. What the hell? Who was that lady just now? Her aura is totally insane. Shen Rumeng pinched his cheek to explain. That senior's name is Yin Marui. She's from Dragon Country, a peak powerhouse titled Pariah Land. During the great alien catastrophe back then, she and her elder brother fought their way out bloodily. For us humans, they bought us precious time, but the cost was extremely heavy. Her elder brother's cultivation level dropped, and he was badly injured. He's still in seclusion till this day. She was forced to step back from the front line, and came here to guard the trial grounds, and handle key intelligence reports. Suddenly, Shen Rumeng warned seriously, oh right, don't be fooled by her young look. She's actually almost 100 years old. When you can talk later, if you ever get to see her again, never be rude to her. The man rolled his eyes. Like I'm stupid. Why would I mess with a big shot? I value my life a lot, okay? Then he complained silently in his mind. You're the dumb one, she said. So pretty. Why call her senior, don't you get it? To suck up to her, you gotta call her pretty sister. His gaze drifted to the flying sword in Shen Rumeng's hand, though. Wait, what if I swallow this thing? The man stared at the flying sword sneakily. A big shot sword. If I swallow it, can I turn into a divine weapon? I really want to take a bite and try. Shen Rumeng noticed his dangerous thought. He immediately raised his hand and smacked him hard on the head. Are you out of your mind? You even dare to covet Senior Yin's sword. Do you really want to get sliced in half? I was just thinking for fun. The man winced in pain and stopped his silly thoughts. But he was curious about one thing. This sword is away from its owner. How can it still be so powerful? Shen Rumeng saw his confusion. He said this sword was nurtured by Senior Yin with her life source. It's a spiritual weapon. Besides, Senior Yin specializes in sword control skills. So even if this sword isn't in her hand, it can still unleash terrifying power. The man was still shocked by that. When all of a sudden, terrifying pressure covered the two like a heavy mountain. They looked up and saw two people from the Qi family standing ahead. Shen Rumeng was not surprised at all. He had already prepared for this. That's why he specially asked Yin Marui for life-saving measures earlier. Qi Hongtao, head of the Qi family, looked ferocious. Let's see who can save you this time. He was convinced that the mysterious powerhouse in the cave had nothing to do with Shen Rumeng. They just upset that mysterious powerhouse by chance earlier. So he didn't take Su Yunyan and leave the trial grounds. Instead, he hid far away and waited, watching Shen Rumeng's movements. The answer was obvious now. Shen Rumeng had no guardian at all. Earlier, he was humiliated by that mysterious powerhouse in the cave, so he had to run away with his tail between his legs. Qi Hongtao's killing intent grew even stronger now. You damn bastard. Pay for my son's life. Su Yunyan was even more anxious. She drew her bow and shot angrily. The arrow flew through the air. It comes with the force of thunder, heading straight for Shen Rumeng. At the same time, the flying sword senses the killing intent. It flies off her hand in an instant and slices the incoming arrow easily. How could this happen? Su Yunyan's face turns deathly pale. Qi Hongtao also senses that something's wrong. He grabs her and tries to run off. Shen Rumeng has already decided to kill them. She snaps coldly, "Kill them." The flying sword shoots forward immediately. At this life-or-death moment, Qi Hongtao actually yanks Su Yunyan away hard, to use as a human shield, while he pulls out his life-saving magic item and bolts. Hongtao, how could you do this? The flying sword pierces through Su Yunyan's stomach. The sword energy rips all her internal organs apart. She screams with bitter hatred, and the sound cuts off abruptly. The flying sword has its own intelligence. It completely ignores the badly injured Su Yunyan. It locks onto its real target, and chases straight after Qi Hongtao. Damn it! Qi Hongtao runs for his life. He's just about to reach the second floor, but the sense of crisis hanging over him still hasn't faded. That flying sword is still chasing him like crazy. He has no choice but to crush the item his father left him for self-protection. The golden body shield activates fully in a flash. He's confident it can block 9th tier attacks, but the flying sword arrives in a split second. What's more important? A cold and domineering voice comes from the cave direction. I told you, if you don't get lost, I'll cut off one of your arms. You asked for this trouble yourself, so you're gonna lose that arm today. Before the voice fades away, the golden body shield in front of the incoming flying sword is actually as fragile as tissue paper. An excruciating, tearing pain spreads across Qi Hongtao's left shoulder,